I have a perverse fascination for games which bend the usual genre conventions. Nothing piques my intrigue quite like two flavors that sound totally incompatible. Core Q, the racing/RPG. World Cup Challenge, the tennis/RPG. Mario Golf, the golfing/ well, you get the picture. So you'll understand why I nearly creamed myself when I learned of the existence of FireStriker, the Arknoid adventure game. Here's a game that combines the ball-bouncing, block-breaking arcade action of the original Breakout with the fantasy trappings, dungeon questing, and health containers of a good Zelda clone. Now, FireStriker isn't the first game to replace the archetypal fantasy hero with a bouncing ball, nor was it the last. In a lot of ways, FireStriker reminds me quite strongly of the RPG quest mode in Pinball Quest on the NES. Conceptually, there's not much distinction between tossing a ball around to break blocks versus knocking a ball around to break enemies. Story-wise, FireStriker's fairly generic. You control the last of the FireStrikers, warriors capable of whacking the uber-powerful bouncing trilight into the invading hordes of the impervious to all forms of weaponry except trilight monsters. But in order to defeat the super powerful boss monster, you'll have to unite 4 elemental crystals. And so begins your quest into every generic RPG ever released. Well, minus that bouncing ball bit anyway. This game doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it is fun. In the one-player game, you're forced to control both characters on the screen simultaneously. The red player, who's controlled by the D-pad, is free to move around all axes of the field. He's your offense and must run around whacking the ball into block barriers, monsters, treasure chests, and the goal gate. Knocking the ball through a gate wins the level and advances your team to the next screen. Now, sometimes this objective changes, sometimes you have to kill all the enemies on the screen or find a key, but for the most part, you're just trying to get to the next screen. The blue player is restricted to sliding left or right with the shoulder buttons. He's essentially the goalie of your 2-man soccer team. You must use him to stop the trilight from bouncing off the map behind you. If this happens, it counts as an instant kill, which is very, very bad. Juggling control of the 2 different characters can be an exhilaratingly hectic experience, and there were moments during the boss battles that FireStriker suddenly felt, well, less like a Breakout clone and more like a bullet hell shooter. FireStriker also offers 2 separate multiplayer experiences. The quest mode can be played 2-player, with both players taking on the offensive multi-directional role. Your combined success will hinge on your ability to strategically cooperate together. And the game also features a versus soccer mode that supports up to 4 players via the SNES multi-tap. Teams frantically hit the ball back and forth while collecting power-ups while scrambling to score a goal. The first player to reach a predetermined score is declared the winner during one heck of an adorable victory screen. All of this would make for an amazing experience if it weren't for a minor design flaw. The trilight can be damn hard to control. In order to aim, you must press attack while simultaneously pressing on the D-pad. Majority of the time, the ball will fly in a logical corresponding direction, but there's also a good chance that it will seemingly take on a mind of its own. Occasionally, you'll spend more than a few minutes dumbly knocking the ball about, praying it will accidentally bump into your target. On the subject of design mistakes, take a gander at this world map. You may be led to believe that you have the freedom to choose your own path through the adventure. Oh, how wrong you are. FireStriker railroads you through your quest by requiring certain dungeons to be completed by specific characters. The underwater temple needs the mermaid who you recruit in the earth temple, which requires a slow-moving golem who you find in another temple, etc. ad nauseum. Discovering the proper path requires a somewhat annoying bout of trial and error. While I appreciate the RPG flair the world map provides, I just wish the developer had removed the blinders and given me the freedom to truly explore the kingdom, especially since levels can be replayed with unlocked characters. I'd love to try out the underwater temple with my speedy phoenix, but the level requirements prevent me from using him in all but a scarce few dungeons. Anyway, FireStriker takes a cue from the Zelda series with the addition of heart containers. You gather one of these whenever you defeat a boss, and some can be found in optional caves scattered around the kingdom. Other items include healing hearts, force power-ups, and restore statues. These are gathered randomly from defeated monsters and treasure chests. Healing hearts restore a single hit point, with a more powerful variant filling your health to maximum. The power-ups grant your character the ability to knock the trilight flying across the screen with such force that it instantly breaks a short row of blocks and monsters in its path. particularly useful for abruptly ending a level with Flourish. The Restore statue grants your character an extra life, which is extremely useful. Lose all your lives and your heart containers reset back to minimum. If you can clear the map before losing all your hard-earned heart containers, FireStriker is a fairly short experience, beatable in a couple hours. Although, given the absurd difficulty of some of the bosses, I'd wager that it could take a lifetime to master. Despite the utterly wonky trilight physics, it's an addictively fun and highly replayable game.